Your host, Mookie Hawkins, on the ones and twos, and I can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, the man is here. DJ Ready Rob is in the building. You know what I mean? I guess y'all kind of gave it away if y'all was just tuned in, you know what I mean, from 7 o'clock, because, you know, that's what he be doing, you know what I mean? He do his stuff while he is here, but I think he here because he went to the game Monday night, so, you know, he think he know what he talking about today, so, you know, he didn't want to play hooky, but I got my guy always in here with me holding it down. Andre the Torch Robinson, Rise Up Family Extraordinaire, Challenger Community News is in the building. What's going on, Andre?
What's good? What's good, family? How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. I mean, the Bills are 2-0. You know what I mean? They we got to go down to Miami. You know, I guess, you know, so careful what you wish for, Miami. That's all I'm going to say about that. But
oh no, they got a lot to say. I know we ain't just letting them off the hook like that. I know we ain't just gonna let them off the DJ Ready Rob. I know you ain't letting them off the hook like that. I know we not letting these tuna cans talk that trash.
Oh, we already know what squish the fish.
Talk that trash, and then we not gonna give it to them. No, they need to listen. Their apology better be as loud as that disrespect was all week, last week, and this week. It better be real loud.
Yeah, week 1 they was talking major. They was talking major week 1.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I plan on hearing that. You know, Mook, to be honest with you, the Jumbotron is Titan. The Woman King is Titan.
Oh, wow.
Marcus Garvey was Titan. Nat Love was Titan. The Tennessee Titans, not so much. Not so Titan, huh?
Not so Titan. It's just like I asked Coach, did the team think they got to eat their Wheaties?
Huh? Did they eat Wheaties?
I don't think so. By the looks of it, I don't think they ate their Wheaties.
Nah.
I don't think they ate their Wheaties. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, that's what happens when you put up 41 points in 3 quarters, and you know everybody's chilling with hats on, eating hot dogs, and you know all that other good stuff. You know, this is what the Buffalo Bills is displaying in the first 2 weeks of the season. I mean, offense is clicking, defense is clicking, and the scary thing about it is it's room for improvement. We know, you know, we see there it could be easily room for improvement, but nevertheless, they're out here dominating games in such fashion. And you know, the crazy part about it is like offensively, they're getting off the slow start too. Against Tennessee, the game was 7-7 at the end of the first quarter. Then
right.
You know, here it is.
Playing possum.
Right. To begin the fourth, it's 41-7.
Well, it was 41-7 by the middle of the third quarter. So yeah. I'm just laughing. I thought it was hilarious. Yeah. I love the way they played that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's scary to know that this team on both sides of the football can improve. You know, they can improve from being, you know, how they played the past. And in recent weeks, the Buffalo Bills can improve. And they just been out here dominating the competition.
He said 41-7. Yes, in the third quarter in person, it looked like the 91 John Madden EA Sports Buffalo Bills team.
You funny. That's a good one.
That's what he going with.
Yo, you know what's so funny, Mook, that you say that? There's room for improvement for a Bills team that held Derrick Henry to 25 yards.
25 yards, right. I mean, I knew they was going to hold Derrick. If you was betting out there at the casino, you know what I mean, and you thought that Derrick Henry, I don't think anybody in Buffalo thought Derrick Henry was going to go over 80, was it 80 yards, 85 yards? It wasn't going to happen. I mean, the Bills knew what Derrick Henry did to them last year, on top of the fact that Roger Saffold was a part of that. Now he's a part of us. Quessenberry was on that O-line. He's now playing with us. Daquan Jones was on the flip side of that defense. Now he's playing with us. I just knew that Derrick Henry was going to be in for a long day.
Yeah, mention my boy Jordan Phillips too again.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, but we talking Tennessee Titans.
Oh yeah.
Open the show on Titans and Titans.
Oh yeah. Well, they wasn't just remembering the Titans. remember the Titans on that.
We're just remembering these Titans.
Right.
Those Now these Titans play for the Bills. And I knew that Derrick Henry was going to be in for a long day. First and foremost, you know, you stop. I mean, Bills made them one-dimensional rather early. Make Tannehill beat you, and we know Tannehill is not going to beat you with his arm. Okay, so that's how that turned out. Now, the Bills do face Miami Dolphin team that do have some sort of balance a little bit. They have a little bit more speed element, more speed pieces than Tennessee has, or LA Rams have for that matter. So it's definitely going to be a good matchup. And we got Josh Allen on deck. We got Stephon Diggs on deck. We got Coach Frazier and Coach Dorsey on deck. We definitely want to hear what my man Keyshawn Johnson had to say about Tua Tagovailoa. And we're going to hear your boy Marcus Spears, a.k.a. Big Swagoo, his thoughts on Bills and Dolphins matchup. All this and more right here on Late Night Sports, right? So listen, phone lines are open. All right, you can hit us up, 716-837-1112. You know what to do. Let me hear what you got to say about Bills and Dolphins. All right, talk to me, Buffalo. So, Torch.
Speaking of those, the two, right?
The two.
What these two fingers mean to you? Because Miami fans been putting them up lately. Have you seen the signs with these two fingers?
You know what that means? That's Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek. Yeah, they tried to be funny.
Remember that too,
all right?
But they can't claim that. That was something that was happening in Kansas City.
I know. They claiming it big time.
Come on, Miami, knock it off.
I heard 150 rushing yards. I heard both wide receivers gonna have over 100 yards in this game. For Miami too, I've been hearing a lot.
They better
hearing a lot.
They better. Hey, careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, the Patriots held them to 20 points, and they didn't do that to the Patriots. It was it's week one. Well,
all right.
But what did you see
I
from?
think, Miami got to amp themselves up to fight. How about that?
Hmm?
How about that? They got to amp themselves up to fight. I mean, they was getting blew out 35-14. How do people forget that? Like, how do really people forget that they were getting blown out by the Baltimore Ravens? Dude popped the opening kickoff. Devin Duvernay. They were getting blown out. It was 35-14 at home for the Dolphins. At home. This was happening in Miami. Bad. They were in Miami?
Mm-mm.
They was in Baltimore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, wherever it happened at. All I know is they was getting spanked 35-14.
Matter. The Bills spanked them in Hard Rock anyway.
You're not going to play the Bills that way. The Bills are not going to let you come back. The Bills have too many things. Look, the Bills are like they are really football scarred. All right, they just lost last year in 13 seconds. Do you think they're going to let a team come back from 35-14? And this guy was part of those 13 seconds. So it's a lot of things that the Bills have to play for in this game. And not only that, okay, it's Squish the Fish week. Miami's talking hella trash. Tyreek Hill is on this team that, they need to solve that problem. Now, I'm quite sure they really want to get back at the Tyreek Hill for throwing those peace signs up to them in Kansas City. So go figure. The Bills has definitely got something they're going to have to go out there and prove once again. But we're going to get into that in just a minute. Hey, everybody that's tuning in on Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, wherever you are, like, share, subscribe, give us a call right now. Talk to me, Buffalo. Let us hear your thoughts. And are you scared of Miami? Do Miami Dolphins really pose a threat to the Buffalo Bills? Talk to me, Buffalo. Hit us up, 716-837-1112. And if you're a Dolphins fan, I dare you.
He coming.
I dare you.
He on the way.
Okay.
He talking big stuff.
We're going to see. Careful what you wish for. That's all I got to say. But, nevertheless, the Buffalo Bills did take care of business versus those Tennessee Titans. Wasn't even close. Everybody thought it was going to be that type of ball game after Tennessee went down and scored and, tied the game up. And it was 7-7, at the end of the first. But Stephon Diggs took over. Josh Allen took over. And, that was pretty much it. The defense pinned their ears back, forced Tannehill, to beat them with his arm. And that didn't happen. The Bills were able to force 4 turnovers. Right now, man, this defense is on fire in the past 2 games. What is that? 9 sacks? We got 9 sacks, 5 interceptions.
5 interceptions.
And only, and teams is averaging 8.5 points per game.
Number 2 number two in defense,
overall.
number 2 in scoring defense, number 2 in total defense.
Right.
In reality, though, they're number 1 in total defense. And if you indulge me, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
The San Francisco 49ers played 2 bums week 1 and week 2. What do you think the Bills would have did against Seattle in Chicago?
Hey,
Seriously.
It's a long season, baby. It's a
long season.
Consistency.
That's
Consistency is going to make everything, stand out. Right now, we're going to see who's contending, who's pretending. But right now, we're going to see if the Miami Dolphins are contending or pretending in week 3. If y'all want to say y'all the Billy Badasses around here, then guess what? Hey, you got it early. That's all I'm going to say, Miami. We're going to see where you are. Are you a contender?
Check the temperature.
You feel, yourself, because I guess the Bills are the standard right now. So we'll see. We'll see if you got enough to deal with. And we're going to break that down, today. But nevertheless, we still got to talk about the Tennessee Titans. The way the Bills went out, Andre, and destroyed and took care of business with no Gabe Davis on such a short notice. I'm quite sure as a coach, you have to change some things in your game plan due to that fact, knowing that your number 2 wide receiver is not going to be available to you in the next 24 hours. So, after that guy practiced all during the course of the week and you got this game plan set, this guy just gets hurt during a non-contact injury during walkthrough on Saturday. So for them to be able to do that and to put up more points offensively than they did the week before.
What's the week before they could have put up 41?
Right. And then this week they could have put up 60.
They could have definitely put up 60.
I told everybody before the season started that they're going to be averaging 35 points easy. They should be able to average 35 points. Right now, they're averaging 36 points per game. All right. And the defense should definitely the defense may score every week. If they keep this up. I mean, they got 5 picks in 2 games. And that's going to get pretty ugly come Sunday with your guy Tua. Because he's throwing a few out there too. Now, he did have an exceptional game. Saturday. Can't take that away from him. Over 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Well deserved, Tua. But guess what? You better enjoy it because next Sunday they're gonna be dogging you and talking about you or how they need to go find a quarterback and you ain't the answer. Don't feel alarmed, Tua. The Bills' defense is going to do that to just about every quarterback. So it's not going to be you.
Just you.
Yeah, not just going to be just you. It's going to be every quarterback that the Bills defense face. If this defense stay healthy, right now they're getting a little bit nicked up, but they can stay, the core can stay healthy. It's going to pose a problem to every single quarterback on a week-to-week basis at this point. But nevertheless, here's my guy, Josh Allen, just talking about that, Dorsey and, what was like out there without Gabe Davis. Here's Josh Allen.
We trust Jake Kumro. We trust our guys. Dorsey didn't really change anything in our game plan. Jake made some really good plays for us tonight on 3rd down. Early on in the game, it was huge. The long one, obviously. Going in there, getting his nose dirty, blocking in the run game. So, like I said, Dorsey trusted the game plan that we had going in. It sucked not having Gabe. He is such a big part of our offense. Hopefully we can get him back this next week, but that's only time will tell for that. Next week.
You said, Josh, 31 points against the Rams, 41 points tonight, and it's still for room to improvement. So how scary can this offense really be?
Again, we're just trying to do our job. That's what it comes down to. We're trusting what Dorsey's calling, going out there and executing, to the best of our abilities. Getting the run game going is something that, we'll need to be doing going forward and getting our guys some space. But again, our O-line was great in pass protection tonight. And again, guys got open mid plays for us. But when we execute how we know we're supposed to execute, success typically leads to success typically. So again, we're just trying to be the best versions of ourselves.
There it is. There's your boy, J.A., a.k.a. Dr. Josh, a.k.a. QB1. Just giving us the real deal spiel after, pretty much taking care of business versus the Tennessee Titans, 41-7. Josh Allen stat line again, 26 for 38, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. All right, then come where there's every great quarterback, there is a great wide receiver, right? So on the flip side of that, Stephon Diggs had another big day, 12 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns. Torch, what are your thoughts on that combination?
Well, first and foremost, that combination is phenomenal. But I like the triangular conversation that you just had as far as Ken Dorsey, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. And I'm going to give you a little sneak preview to my next article, by the way, my next Bills Beat article, inspired by you, sir, right now. Inspired by you. My question to you, and I don't mean to fire start, but I am.
Yeah.
Who's more responsible for Josh Allen's success? Ken Dorsey or Stephon Diggs?
Well, they both are. They both are because Ken Dorsey.
That's a great question.
Ken Dorsey was the passing game coordinator, right? So the passing game coordinator knows every nook and cranny of his quarterback. And he's also a quarterback's coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he knows everything about his quarterback, what turns him on, what turns him off, what he needs around him, right? So now once I get that understood of what the makeup of my quarterback is, then I have to see what pieces I need to make him who he needs to be as a player, all right? I can only do so much as a coach. So I bring in a guy, Stephon Diggs, a guy that's going to just basically help him get open from that can run all the routes. I need a guy that he need a true. If I'm gonna be a true elite QB1, I need an elite wide receiver one. So the Bills went out there and did that, and yeah, their relationship, their bond is like crazy. Like, I mean, you don't see I don't think this bond between Diggs and Allen, I don't ever think that Peyton Manning had this type of bond with Marvin Harrison. I don't see it. I don't.
That's deep.
I don't think they bond like how this bond is. But the crazy part about it is like every team, the Bills is kind of like the model of the NFL. You know what I mean? You got to get you a Stephon Diggs. Like it's just like how Philadelphia is saying, "Hey, we got to go get ourselves an AJ Brown for Jalen Hurts because you got to go get that type of receiver to basically help improve your quarterback." Like the Bills know, okay, we're gonna know what we're getting because we're bringing an elite wide receiver in here, and if Josh can't, get it with this guy, and we know what this guy makeup is, then our quarterback is not the guy that we need, and that's how they do things from that standpoint, but nevertheless, the Bills has just been hitting right. Everything they just about done, they've hit on. It's not been that many misses. It's been a lot of hits, and then we see the transition of all those hits. We see how things are prospering very rapidly, and because of that, the Bills are the favorite to go to the Super Bowl. And guess what? They are playing like it right now. You know what I mean? I mean, how scary is that to say all summer long that the Bills are going to the Super Bowl? Everybody and their mama is saying it, including Jimmy Hoffa. And these guys right now is out here really living up to the expectations. It's no hype. You know what I mean? They are right now are living up to those expectations, and they can improve. And they really ain't even full mass yet. Like Tre'Davious White still ain't even playing. They out here with 2 rookies. Gabe Davis ain't play. Ed Oliver ain't play. So these guys are not missing a beat out here. All right, so careful what you wish for. Careful what you wish for. So nevertheless, we did chop it up with my boy Stephon Diggs, and he was getting too comfortable out there. He was scoring touchdowns left and right. Then he tried to do his best genuine impersonations and stuff. So we had to talk about that and all that good stuff. But here's your boy Steph, and that's after mollywopping the Titans.
12 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns in 3 quarters. 12 catches, 100 finesse. 12 catches, 148 yards, 3 touchdowns in 3 quarters. Happens over there. common for game changing?
Nah, I feel like there was a lot left on the bone, really. Like, I had like a fade. Yeah, some plays where they jumped outside. Just like taking advantage of opportunities at this point. I've been with Josh for a couple of years now, as I said like a couple of weeks ago. It's just, try to fine tune and trying to get better in all areas. So at this point, there's 2 wins. Trying to get the next one.
Coach Dorsey moving you around like a chess piece. How much fun are you having being in his office?
I like it. I mean, I feel like, just trusting the staff, trusting the guys that's putting you in position to be successful, and also trusting that you're going to be in position to get other guys open. Like for me, I know like me doing my job is going to make other guys open. Like it was like one time I was trying to go deep, and I see the safety go to my side and Jake catching the bomb on the sideline. Like you got to get excited for that type of stuff, especially considering Jake was a guy that stepped up when Gabe got hurt. So seeing guys make plays and seeing that what you can do offensively, especially from my position, getting guys open, and not that I did much, but he did it on his own. But just seeing guys have success and being that chess piece that you can move around and help this offense. So, I ain't gonna say no unsung hero story or nothing like that. So I'm just trying to play ball.
First time celebration. Is that the GA and the genuine?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what's up with my genuine celebration. I need more practice though. I'm trying to do some lessons.
It's your boy Stephaness, man, talking about how he needed some more practice on this Genuine impersonations. So he told Genuine to hit him up too. If you listen out there, Genuine, that little stiff little closing rendition you doing out there is going viral. So your boy Stephaness said, "Hey, I need some lessons. Hit him up, Genuine." So if you listening, hit your boy Stephaness up, man, so he can get that down pat as he's scoring touchdowns, left and right on opposing defenses. And hey, 2-man inner, 1-man leave. We gonna switch those fish. Tua can't breathe.
Ooh.
Oh, so don't get me out here, spitting. It might be that day, like it can easily go down like that. I have to bring the snowman up in the booth. You know what I mean? And we already he couldn't breathe last year. AJ Espinoza, got his hands on him. I'm just saying. He got his hands on him, man. And what you think gonna happen this year? That whole line ain't, they ain't no all pros or no nothing like that. I don't know who they got on their offensive line.
I heard they got world
who?
Star corners. I heard
they get toast by world star receivers every time you're playing.
Listen, I said this
where
very
you getting
thing.
This from? Like that's what I'll be talking about, man. Miami got to amp themselves up to fight, man. They got to. Like, we own you. Like, I'm just waiting on Josh Allen to say that. Just like how Aaron Rodgers said, "Come on, Chicago, man. I own y'all." You know what I mean? I mean,
you really do.
This is what I'm talking about. My boy Josh just being humbled and hungry. Right? He easily say, "Listen, Miami,
9-1
own
since
y'all.
9-1 since Sean McDermott came around.
I'm your daddy.
7-0 in the last 7 matches.
Let's go on Maury right now." When it comes to little old Tua Tagovailoa and the rest of the Miami Dolphins, Josh Allen, you are the father. I'm just saying though. He really could flex like that if he really wanted to. And here it is, Miami, just because they got Tyreek Hill now, they can put the battery in the back that now they can beat the Dolphins. They can beat the Bills because Tyreek Hill playing for Miami. Come on, man. We glad y'all got him. We glad y'all got him because he's going to make us better, for Kansas City at this point. How about that? And he's going to be so mad that he's going to be exposed this week. I can't wait for my Miami Dolphins guy to call. I know he want to come. I got some words for him. But nevertheless, hey, keep it locked. Keep it legendary. The phone lines are open. 716-837-1112. Talk to me, Buffalo. We'll be right back with more Late Night Sports. And we're going to hear from Coach Frazier, Coach Dorsey, Swagoo, and Keyshawn on Tua Tagovailoa. Keep it locked and loaded. We'll be right back. I didn't say y'all.
Okay, first
Y'all
and
stay right there.
foremost, sir.
Go get you a quick snack or something.
Yes, we know he's 2-6 against the Patriots, but they've been
He better
dominating
not
the
say that about
Patriots.
no Patriots. Patriots ain't got nothing to do with this equation. What the Patriots got to do with
Man, they up here talking about what's the record against the Patriots.
Patriots? What they got to do with us?
They tag team other teams, you know, when it
They need
came
to go on ahead with that.
tag team, you know, you got tagging.
Cold hard facts,
Right.
head to head, Buffalo versus Miami. Who's been with?
The Buffalo Medical Group Senior Health
Coaches getting fired and all that stuff. Y'all talking about tanking.
There's a new team.
Yeah, y'all already
There's a
talking
new
about tanking.
team. You ain't hear about the new revolution?
Y'all bickering about tanking and stuff like that.
They said it's a revolution.
We can't beat the Bills. We might as well just tank for the season for the number one pick, damn it. Damn it.
That's what they saying.
We
It's
might
a
as
new,
well just spare.
it's a new
Call it a
revolution.
season.
Moogie, they said when they lose, they want you on the show.
Call it a season, week 3.
Sleep disorders.
Might as well just call this a season.
That's what they said.
Want me on what show?
They said they want you on the show, on my show, when they lose, when the Bills supposedly lose.
Be on the show anyway.
Right. This is what it is. But that's what they said. They want you right chair. That's what Marcus and them be saying. I be saying it too. I want them right chair come Sunday.
I know Marcus ain't saying nothing right now. Marcus better not be saying a word right now. You better not be saying a word. Marcus, he better not be saying no. He better not be saying nothing. Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. Y'all lucky. I don't know why he's saying anything. I don't know why he's saying anything.
Well,
I don't know why he's saying anything.
he said he want Mookie. He want
Cowboys ain't gonna
Monster.
beat the Giants. Cowboys ain't gonna beat the Eagles.
Why the fuck did I say
They
that?
might beat the Washington, whatever
Yo, I
they
called
team
it. I
name
said,
is.
yo, the Giants might beat y'all Monday night.
I ain't no might about it. They gonna beat them Monday.
Better stop playing. Better stop playing.
Watch the Giants beat the Cowboys for Cooper Rush.
I'm laughing.
Like really? Like he really talking something? They got Cooper Rush.
I told him the Giants might beat them.
They was playing on emotion versus Cincinnati. That's not gonna happen against the Giants. The Giants ain't gonna feel sorry for you. They don't know how to beat them anyway. He did it when he came to he did it 3 years ago.
Yo. Buffalo. You know who it is. You know what it is. It's your boy, 27.
Trey
White from the Buffalo Bills. I'm always locked in with my guy Mookie. So whenever you're in Buffalo, you tune in at 96.5 with my boy Mookie. We always live.
That's right.
Facts.
We always are. My boy Trey Davis. Gotta call Trey Davis. Gotta check on Trey White. Ready? How my guys doing?
Ready?
Oh,
Report on when he coming back.
week 10. That's right, Sports World. Welcome back to Late Night Sports. Once again, I'm your host, Mookie Hawkins. On the ones and twos, DJ Ready Rob, your favorite nephew, in the booth with me here. Rise Up Extraordinaire, Andre the Torch Robinson, Challenger Community News. Just to give you a quick recap, we're just breaking down Bills, Dolphins at this point. We'll see who wants smoke out here. That's all I'm saying. I'm just tired of Miami just talking. Miami, like you said, Andre, they was talking week 1. They was nervous as all you know what
Small
until the football guys blessed them with 28 unanswered points and blown coverage versus the Baltimore Ravens. That though, they just act like Miami just came out and just clearly dominated the game and they couldn't stop Tyreek Hill and all that stuff. That is not. Is that how we think that? So Miami is an elite team because of that. Because of that comeback. Like I'm not buying that. I'm not buying
speed.
that.
They said the speed.
I'm not buying that at all.
They said the speed.
It was blown coverage.
They said take a hit of the speed. They said
what happened? Okay, what happened to the speed the first 2 quarters? The first half. What happened in the first half? How did Baltimore score 35 points on Miami's defense to begin with?
Listen, all I can tell you is I listen to everything that's being said. And every week I come back here and I'm like, Andre George Robinson was right again. No offense. Sorry, not trying to sound
what
cocky.
do these Dolphin fans do not understand? Like, how is y'all winning these games?
By the way, I called 41 points too right here on this show when I said 41-17. I thought they was going to have 17 points, and they only had 7.
Stop giving teams the benefit of the doubt around here.
Yeah, but I gave the Bills 41 points, and I was right about that.
It was right on that. Ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, ding. But
what Miami's going to do?
Miami might get 24.
How?
They might. But Buffalo going to have 38, so it ain't going to matter.
This is not going to be okay, so
you know how I see it?
Some garbage time points.
Yes.
This game is going to be out of reach.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill ain't even going to want to. Tyreek Hill is not going to have enough gas in the tank to want to do it again.
He said
for another week.
Okay, so let me mention this statement. Ready? Statement. Response time. Right. Mm-hmm. Statement. You may have to play 2 rookie cornerbacks against 2 of the fastest receivers in the league. Comment.
And they've been doing it for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, no. They said Cooper Kupp and Allen Robinson ain't the same as Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. They said Trayvon Burks and Robert Woods.
We got 2 all-pro safeties back there.
Listen. Oh, they also said where was those 2 all-pro safeties at when Tyreek Hill was burning them in Kansas City, throwing up the peace sign?
Worrying about probably Travis Kelce, Nicole Hartman, all that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I asked Coach Frazier just that about those crossing routes and all that stuff. I asked him about that, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. We're definitely going to get into that in just a minute. I asked him about that. The Bills are aware of what Tyreek Hill done to them, and we're quite sure that Tyreek Hill is telling them some of the plays that help beat Buffalo in that divisional playoff game. So I'm quite sure there's going to be some plays that Miami's going to run that emulates that situation, or if you will, versus the Bills schematically. So I had to ask Leslie Frazier, what's going on with the crossing routes, what's going on with the quick game, and Tyreek Hill and guys like that, and Jalen Waddle, how can they put you in binds while running those passes underneath? We know they can blow the top off the defense, but, here's what Leslie had to say about that.
Coach Frazier, Wookie Harkins, Buffalo Sports Cincinnati. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Look, how you doing? I think I lost you there. I can't hear you. I can see you now, but
I had some mic problems there.
Can you get me now, Coach?
Gotcha.
Yes, sir, man. This defense is looking awesome, man. 9 sacks, 5 interceptions, only giving up 17 points in 2 games. So far, so good, right? But you face 2 different types of offenses, right? And crossing routes and quick game is pretty much a normal trend in an offense, how they use that. But how does the speed of Waddle and Tyreek Hill underneath kind of put defenses in binds?
Well, you're right. I mean, it's a different style of offense than in some ways in the first 2 we faced. These guys, they do a great job to their receivers with yards after catch. So our ability to be able to tackle and get guys running to the football is going to be very, very important. It's not always just bombs away. They're throwing the ball quick, like you mentioned, making some catches and making people miss. So it's going to be important that we tackle. We get guys running to the ball and have success in trying to get the ball taken away from them as well.
Yes, sir. And the good thing about that, and your younger guys, you have 2 young guns in Gillum and Benford. That's definitely, come up and do some great runs support so far. But what went into the evaluation process of Benford getting an out of Gillum in recent weeks?
Yeah, as we've gone through it, we've just been continually putting them in different positions and just trying to see how they will respond. And, we split the reps with both of them, and they've done a really good job with the reps they've gotten, and we expect that to continue. But Chris has done a good job in everything we've asked to do. But so it's kind of clear they both have done a really terrific job. We just made a decision that one would start and the other would split reps, and they've been splitting throughout.
So, good, Coach. Keep up the good work. Good luck this Sunday.
Thank you.
Now, he ran around my question, right? He really didn't give me the answer that I was looking for. But I had to ask that, because I don't think, we really gave it that much attention. Like, how is it that your 6th-round pick is starting games over your 1st-round pick? Like, What is going on with that? Like, how did y'all determine that? Y'all just like really just snuck that in and said, "Oh, Benford's the starter," and y'all really snuck it in again on Monday night, like not really mentioning it. But how about we just go ahead and say that Christian Benford is, the starting cornerback opposite of Dane Jackson right now. But you're going to see two rookies out there starting this week for the Buffalo Bills. So, I guess this is a fair evaluation now between the two because they're both getting the nod versus a Jalen Waddle versus a Tyreek Hill. But let's keep in mind, the Bills drafted Kaiir Elam for Tyreek Hill. All right. We needed a big physical corner that could run with Tyreek Hill. Kaiir Elam was that guy. All right. He's going to see if he's going to, if we know the physicality and stuff like that is there. We know the speed is, but how much will he be able to control that speed to keep up with Tyreek Hill? So that we're going to get our answer out of that very, very soon. Out of both corners. Benford on Waddle and Elam on Hill. All right. So that's one of the reasons the Bills drafted Kaiir Elam. Drafting Von Miller, getting Von Miller was one of the reasons why Miami had to make that trade for Tyreek Hill. And that's going to be a big difference. So, they made major moves. The Bills made major moves. We're going to see which move works the best versus the two. And at the end of the day, we all know that the game is won up front, right? So I don't see Miami's offensive line stopping our defensive line. The new coach is going to have to be very creative on how he uses run game. I did see they do a lot of, some misdirections. They do have Raheem Mostert. He's a speed guy. So we're going to see, a lot of zoning, being a Kyle Shanahan. We all know his famous dad for doing that, winning Super Bowl. So, he's going to hit you with a lot of window dressing because he's come from that tree. A lot of zone coverages, quick game with Waddle, and they'll take their shots. But if they get down early, they're going to have to take more shots than quick game allowed. And that's when the pressure is going to come, and that's when the turnovers is going to happen. I'm just giving you a brief appetizer of Bills Dolphins. All right. But on the flip side of that, Torch, what you got for me?
Read those two comments, please.
At the bottom or the top?
The bottom.
Haven't seen speed like this. Dynamic playmakers who can take it to the house on any play. It should be very interesting. Okay, if they was taking it to the house on every play, why did they have to come from behind and against blown coverage to beat the Baltimore Ravens? They could take it to the house on any team. Nobody can keep up with Tyreek. His nickname is literally the cheetah.
I know, a cheater for a cheater.
Right.
A cheater.
Well, we're gonna see.
We got a few, for a cheater.
We're gonna see. We got a few zookeepers over here in the Bills defense. And we're gonna see how we could tame a cheetah or not. All right. I mean, that's if they just think that Tyreek Hill is the kryptonite, you need more than that. All right. Okay. What they're gonna do? They're gonna say Mike Gesicki is gonna be the Travis Kelce in this equation. Now they do got some pieces offensively, but at the end of the day, the common denominator is who do y'all have up front? Y'all don't have no star power on your O-line that's going to stop this defensive line. This is an 8-man rotation. All right, let me repeat that. This is an 8 to 9-man rotation. And when you're playing the same 5 guys up front trying to block, trying to run block, trying to pass block, and the Bills is rotating 8 to 9 guys against your 5 offensive linemen. They bringing in, they rotating fresh guys every other play, and they're not missing a beat. Okay, I don't see Miami's offensive line stopping the Bills. Now he's going to.
They said you got to watch the pregnant walk.
I care about all that talk. Let's talk facts.
He said you got to worry about Waddle.
Let's talk. We're not playing off coverage. I tell you that we're not going to be playing all coverage against Miami. All right, we're not going to be doing that. Tua's going to definitely have to get the ball off quick because, first of all, he's 5'11", and he's not going to be able to see over Greg Rousseau, who stands at 6'7", 6'8". He's going to be nervous that Von Miller on the flip side of that's going to be breathing down his neck. They better pray that Ed Oliver is completely, is still having, problems with the ankle. And they better hope that Jordan Phillips, won't be able to play with that hamstring. But on the flip side of that, they still got Tim Settle. They still got Daquan Jones. They still got Brandon Bryant. All right, like they just loaded. I just don't see.
Here come the corners talk again. Corners aren't that very good versus maybe the biggest, greatest deep threat.
Tua's going to have to get. He's not going to have 4 seconds to throw the football. They keep talking about that. He's not going to have 4 seconds to throw the football down the field. That's not going. He's not going to have 4 seconds to throw the ball down the field. Let me tell y'all that. Let me be clear. Tua Tagovailoa is not going to have 4 seconds to throw the football downfield. It's going to have to be quick and short. And the Bills is prepared for that. Okay, 6 touchdowns in one game. So what? So that means they're going to win next week because he threw 6 touchdowns last game?
He said jet sweeps, bubble screens. You gotta watch out for all of it.
Okay, what was the what
said he doesn't need 4 seconds.
So he doesn't need 4 seconds. He's gonna need 4 seconds. Okay, all right, we're gonna see. We're gonna see then. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Just credit the Bills defense. All that. Just go right ahead. Like the Bills ain't, they're not doing nothing.
I want you right here. Right.
Lamar Jackson ran for 100 yards too. And Lamar Jackson threw for over 300 too.
I explained this yesterday.
He do. And guess what? Lamar Jackson don't got the type of weapons Josh Allen got.
They talking big stuff. They said, show up on Monday, sir. I said, show up on Monday.
I don't talk. We ain't paying attention. You know that? You know what they say sometimes? The loudest person in the room is really the quietest person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't got time to be feeding into that.
Said Lamar runs a 4.3.
Did Miami make the playoffs last year? Let me just do them how they do us. Like when they can't say nothing else, they talk about the 4 Super Bowls, right? Mm-hmm. So okay, Miami, make it to the playoffs first before y'all start talking about y'all just these contenders and y'all these that dudes because y'all got Tyreek Hill now. Miss me with all that.
Said not the same team. I told you, it's a revolution.
Listen, somebody should have been fired from the Baltimore Ravens secondary coach. Something. Somebody should be fired. A player. Somebody's responsible for how they just gave up the bag late in that game. Blown coverage. That's not going to. Let me shut up. Our pro safeties don't do that on the back end when the game is on the line. It's not going to ever be blown coverage with Micah Hyde and Joey Aporia out there. Let me be clear on that. It's not going. I don't care. I mean, okay, yeah, we got 2 rookie corners. So what?
Oh wow, they being disrespectful now. They said Leslie Frazier should have been fired after 13 seconds. Said beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
That was disrespectful.
Yes, very disrespectful.
Well, they just got a new coach. How about that? We got their coach fired because they couldn't beat the Bills in 7 tries. How about that? They lost to the Bills second string. Only thing they had to do was win to make the playoffs week 17. They didn't do that. Matt Barkley knocked the Dolphins out of the playoffs. And Gabe Davis was a rookie, and he was out there torching Xavier Howard.
Oh, yes. Please explain. I'm glad that you mentioned this. Can you please explain to everybody who don't understand why Gabe Davis only had 35 catches last year? Please explain this to them.
Well, we had Emmanuel Sanders, and we was paying Emmanuel Sanders anywhere between $6 to $8 million for so that type of money he has to play. All right, but now you don't have that issue. Gabe is ready to take over the reins, and once he gets tip-top condition, he's going to have over 1,000 yards and over 75 catches. Period. That's why you didn't see Gabe. I mean, I thought Gabe was a little bit more ready to take the reins last year, but maybe the Bills didn't feel that way. So they go get another veteran guy to help out Josh to get some insurance, but now they learn how to, get more with less.
Wait a minute, you saying Gabe Davis couldn't beat out a 35-year-old receiver?
Some people you can't talk to everybody. You can't talk to you can't talk football to everybody and just anybody. But talking football to this guy though, Coach Dorsey. All right, we was talking to Coach Dorsey about first two games, game plan and stuff like that. This type of adjustments he had to make with Gabe Davis not being out there. On a Saturday. I know how much did that game plan did he have to alter, but they still scored 34 points offensively, more than they did, week one. So here's Coach Dorsey on, just some of those factors.
Dorsey Dimes from Hawkins with this for today. How's it going, Coach? Good. How are you? I'm good. 72 points in the first two games is awesome. How much did you have to alter certain packages without having Gabe Davis available Monday night?
Yeah, I think that was obviously some things some last minute adjustments we had to make to move guys around and get guys in positions where we felt like they could be successful and really kind of help us. That was definitely a factor for us. But also, we've got a lot of faith in those guys who kind of stepped in and played for us. I mean, they're here for a reason. That's a good deep room for us, and they provide a lot of value for us and a lot of ability to make plays and do a lot of good things in and of their own right. So we felt pretty comfortable with those guys being able to step in as much as we miss Gabe and what he brings to the table and what he does for us. We felt good about those guys being able to plug in and pick up and carry that weight.
No doubt, Coach. And the pass game, it scores so quickly, so often. I mean, I know it's still early, but do you often find yourself getting caught up in if it's not broke, don't fix it moments in reference to, keep if it's not broke, don't fix it with the pass game, other than blending in tempo with the run?
I think at the end of the day, every game is going to be different. Every game is going to be dictated off based on the flow of the game and how things are going. And that's our focus. Our focus is, okay, what's the best way to help us win this football game? And at the end of the day, that's what we're going to do.
No doubt, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
That was your boy Dorsey Dimes. I'm just talking about, I do want to see the Bills run the ball a little more. Even though Josh Allen only ran one time and it was, the best run of the day, jumping over another DB, getting the first down. But I do want to see Singletary run the ball more. This offense is going to be super dangerous when, Devin Singletary, joins the party and start having, anywhere between 85 to 100 rushing yards to help this offense out. And once that happens, then it's just going to be bombs over Baghdad because you keep a team off balance with balance, and they don't know how the Buffalo Bills is going to attack them that way once Devin Singletary really gets going in that run game. So maybe we'll see that this week. We haven't seen it in the first 2 weeks. Maybe we'll see it versus Miami. Once again, they did give up over 100 yards on the ground to the quarterback. So, I'm quite sure that we got some type of game plan for that. But on the flip side of that, you got the national media, you got the NFL networks and the ESPNs. The Bills is, buzzing. So, Bills is being talked about every day. And I love that. And I love to hear, some of the national experts talk about the Bills and in this game in particular. So, you got guys that just ain't buying, what Tua did last week. And we got our boy Keyshawn Johnson, talking about that. How was we just putting this guy on a pedestal because of a quarter? You know what I mean? So here's Keyshawn Johnson on how he feel about Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa.
Look, here's what I'm going to say. He played fine in week one. He played okay. In the fourth quarter, he took over in the fourth quarter of the Miami Dolphins comeback against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens blew coverages back there. He did his job. He delivered the football. But what's not going to happen to me is you're not going to package him up after one great quarter of football. If the Ravens get those 2 first downs, the game is over. We're not even having this conversation. We're talking about the 2 interceptions. We're talking about they lost. That's what we're doing. But you're not going to package him up and sell him to me to make it seem as though he played 8 flawless quarters over these 2 games. I get it. It's the must-see television on Sunday against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. He's got to play against Von Miller. He's got to play against Micah Hyde. He's got to play against Poyer. He's got to Stephon Diggs. There's a lot of things that has to happen for me to just all of a sudden say, oh my God, they shouldn't be looking at another quarterback in Miami in the future.
All right, we'll keep it.
Damn, Keyshawn, he still don't believe in Tua. You know what I mean? And that's the first time that Keyshawn Johnson made sense when it come down to Buffalo Bills. That's the first time he did that. You know what I mean? So, here's our guy. We got our guy Swaggo, even though we do got a caller coming in. You know what I mean? But we got our guy Swaggo. So, let's chime in the Swaggo and we'll get our caller to close out. Swaggo on the Bills.
This defense is not known for blitzing at a high rate anyway. They believe in pressure with 4. They try to stop the run with like boxes, but this is the team you have to be careful with that about. We've talked about these young corners playing well. You got a new challenge and a new test because you don't have to be explosive with these 2 wide receivers as far as air yards for it to turn into 85-yard plays. I love the way Poyer plays on the back end. They protected these young defensive backs as we talked about. You can't protect them in this one. You have to try to figure out how to create some pressure, put Tua in some disadvantages as far as when they drop back to throw the football. This is a very interesting game to me too, from a defensive standpoint with the Buffalo Bills, because this is one of those teams where we don't have to spend a lot of time in drop back to beat you, right? With Tyreek and obviously Jalen Waddle, and we forget about Mostert and his speed as well. There are 2 things in football that usually makes up for what you lack as far as who you're playing against. Speed and a phenomenal quarterback. Right. Those are the things they usually make up. They have it to give away.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, we know they got speed. That's why I asked Coach Frazier about that speed and stuff like that. But we got a caller. We're going to get into that. Caller, you are live. State your case.
What's up, my guy?
I'm
literally seeing body bags and coffins delivered to Hard Rock Stadium. I think it was counted I think it was at least 53, and it had different Buffalo names. I don't know. It's crazy down there right now, but the disrespect that you guys are squawking about on your show is crazy to me. You guys are going back last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't care how long ago you guys go back. This is not the same Dolphins team. This is not the same Miami Dolphins that you guys blew the doors off of. We are going to show you real quick who Miami is now. We showed a little bit of a preview of it. Now, listen, I told Torch this yesterday on the show yesterday. He's like, oh, well, what about week 1 against the Patriots? Week 1 against the Patriots? Are you kidding me? That's like preseason game number 4. We're still trying to figure things out. We're still trying to figure it out. Next time we see the Patriots, it ain't going to be pretty. It's definitely not going to be pretty.
So, my man, Jay, I just got a question for you, Jay. I got a question for you.
Right.
When the tops get blown off those tuna cans Sunday, what's going to be the excuse? I just want to know. I got to ask.
There's no excuse. There's going to be no excuse.
Oh, okay. So will you hold on? So listen. Will your apology be as loud?
Yards rushing against that run defense. That Forest Bills run defense. 150 yards. Mark it.
He's so disrespectful.
Hill, 100 yards apiece receiving. Come on, man.
So
Miami gonna have 400 yards of offense.
Listen.
Unreal.
Listen. The Dolphins go 2-0, and now people just say anything. People say anything right now. Listen, you are. The reason why we say things that happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, because guess what? That's probably the last time Miami beat Buffalo. When the last time Miami beat them? So, okay, if you're saying that this is the year, Miami got spanked by the Bills last year, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, all right. So answer me this. Riddle me this right now. The Bills are a much better team than last year, right?
Miami's a much better
team. You're not listening. You're not listening. Are the Buffalo Bills a better team than last year?
Jay, just say yes because you know they are.
Debatable.
That's debatable.
Oh,
Okay,
Jay.
all right. We already know that's a hater trait, and you'll see. I'll tell you what, Jay. Bills is going to do what they've been doing. They're going to put up 35 points. Let's see if Miami has the firepower to join the party. All right. Appreciate you. Love you. Go Bills. Wash them damn hands too, man. We out of here. It's late night sports. See you on Sunday.
Serving Amherst, Buffalo, Lackawanna, Cheektowaga, and beyond. WUFO